I did a surgery to lose weight. I did some fillers, lip tattoo, and these things impacted me. I wish my hands were cut before I created a credit card. Learn when to end a relationship. Am I the woman that this man would want? This is how I actually grew my paycheck. In your 20s, no one teaches you how to carry yourself like a woman of value. And I had to learn it the hard way. So these are things I wish I knew in my 20s. I think you can say elegance, but they have nothing to do with elegance. It's just my learning experience. I'm gonna be speaking today about dating, about career, about money, about appearance, and about confidence. So I'm gonna create chapters in the video. You can skip through what you want to hear and advise about to make it simple. And if you stay till the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you some personal updates. Let's make that a habit. Let's get started. I'm gonna start with career because I think that is one thing that people do not give you the advice you need when you need it. At least that was my case. I hope it's not yours. And I'm gonna start with when you're choosing which studies to proceed, or university, or internship, yada, yada, yada. Sit with yourself and think, what industries can this study impact? I'll give you an example. If you study engineering robotics, you want to study it because your dream job is to work at Google or the automotive industry. But in case of the automotive industry dying, what you will end up doing is to have to look in other industries parallel. And that might be the only option for you, defense or biotronics. In that case, when you think ahead of time, all the industries that are possible for you to work at, and are you okay with working with these? Does that align with who you want to be, with how much money you want to make, also how long you need to make that amount of money? This comparison matters. Don't think about it like, oh, what you love to study. No, think about it. What industries I would want to work at? How much money do I want to make? I want to make quick money, or I want to, I don't know, work for a couple of years for less money to at the end be able to score the big check like doctors do in most countries, not all. So this is what you need to strategize what you study accordingly. And I wish someone told me that, but I was lucky. But luck is not always on your side. And in this day and age where economies, industries shift, this is one of the most crucial advices I can give in career. Another advice in career is when the place of work doesn't serve you, move on. This is how I actually grew my paycheck and how I actually changed my position. Whenever I found myself stuck, not getting a promotion, not getting an increase in my salary, I immediately start, or not learning something new, because that is a value where you need to stay for. Immediately what I did was change jobs and apply with my experience to the next job with a higher salary, 10% minimum higher, plus a new position. Stay there until you learn and then move on. The company's not your family. People you work with aren't. Choose yourself and your growth. Third advice in career. Your formula differs from others, but there are fixed formulas to increase your salary in your career, and no one tells you that. In Germany, it was getting a master's degree. It jumped my salary immediately. So with the degree, immediately my first increase in paycheck was doubled. So instead of 10% was 20. And that's how I got higher salary quickly. If you want to become in a managerial position, taking an MBA executive from a reputable place is that kind of investment you want to make, because it's the formula. Also, working in big names. When I had the internship at SAP at that time, it put SAP for me in the CV, and recruiters started messaging me. So even getting an internship somewhere which is correct in your CV and resume can pop you up in places. That's another career advice. My credentials, I mean, I am in my 30s and I have been the designer of the first car of a country, I mean, the HMI software, and that is a big deal. And I was able to do that when all of these things I mentioned happened. They happened to me by chance, but I'm giving to you as an advice that you need to take with a pinch of salt and analyze. Also, in your studies, Network as much as you can with your professors, with your colleagues that seem very successful, because you have no idea how that can become the next opportunity for a recommendation at an office that you're dreaming of. So these things collectively can help you build something. And nowadays, by the way, language is very important. So learn multiple languages. And that is actually also related to your industry. So let's say automotive, you need to learn German at the time I started. Now you need to learn Chinese because it helps. So in your industry, focus on learning languages that serve that industry and invest your time when you're young doing that. Because trust me, when you have a career and a relationship later on, you're not gonna have enough time. So that is the time. Let's move on to relationships and dating. I have been a hopeless romantic my entire life, and I think this tip alone changed the game for me, changed my perspective. You cannot change who you are, but what you can change is your perspective. Sit down, write, this was a way to manifest, by the way, write my man, and get out of this my man diagram who you want that man to be, to the nitty-gritty details, but in keywords. So for example, religious, kind, successful. Example, write that down. Because before writing this down and visualizing, maybe you've been falling for the wrong guys. Because, okay, after you do this analysis, think, was that ex of mine having these qualities? Probably not. Then that should translate to your filtration system. From the first date, if the guy doesn't tick out these boxes, move on. You're blocking him from the love of his life and blocking yourself from the love of your life. Moving on. When you invest time in a relationship, you get attached. So from the beginning, before falling in love, have a filtration system with what you want, with what aligns with your values. Second thing, do not wait. I'm single, waiting, depressed. That is just not the right strategy. The right strategy is, this is my man, the man I want. Am I the woman that this man would want? No, what do I need to work on? Work on yourself for the man you want. And trust me, you do not need then to look for that man. You're gonna align with his values and meet him while aligning. If that man is a lover for travel and you're not traveling, you're not gonna meet him. It's as simple as that. If that man is religious and you never go to the mosque or church, you're never gonna meet him or meet someone from his family that could introduce you to him. Think about that. But all of this starts when you sit down, write it down, and visualize it. So in that time, instead of waiting, and don't go to these places looking for the man, that's not the right strategy. We are not chasers. Think about it from that perspective. We are receivers as women. That's the feminine energy. So what you need to be doing is working on yourself to receive that kind of man. And trust me, you're gonna find him. When you stop looking and look into yourself and work on yourself. These years are precious when you're single. You have time to work on you, not on a man, not on a family, on you. So use that time fueled up to work on you. And last but not least, learn when to end a relationship. Relationships are decisions. You take a decision to go on or to leave. And always think there were women in worser situations, much more involved, who left. So leave when it's time. However, don't let that be your pattern, leaving soon. No, give yourself kind of a setup. What are my boundaries that if crossed, I need to leave? Take myself, protect myself and leave and go. And that's what you need to align with. Also, something I learned from my husband, the love languages. Both of you do the love language test, you and your partner, but that is not at early stages. Of course, you can have that as a conversation breaker, but that is not how you start a date. But your love languages, how you receive love, how that person receives love, aligning on that, being clear on that from the beginning is going to help you also filter properly, because love means different things to us, and just accepting that fact and moving with it is going to save you a lot of time. Let's move on to money. I wish my hands were cut before I created a credit card. Anything you get in loan is not yours until you finish the loan. That even applies to cars, that even applies to apartments, that applies to everything. Sorry, I heard my dog. So what does that mean? Learn to save up instead and start small and start young, because in your 20s, you start shaping your relationship with money, and that is very important. If you have money wounds, fix them. Money wounds are negative talk about money, associating money with success or associating manhood with money. No, a real man can make money anytime. A person who knows how to make money can start from scratch, and there are videos about it, and make money. So fix your wounds, heal the money wounds that could have happened because of family. Start understanding credit better. Educate yourself about money. And do not start a credit card at that age. Instead, start saving. And of course, start investing young. There are videos on how to invest in S&P 500 stocks. Learn what that means. Invest in that. When you start in your 20s, you're gonna easily build wealth while sleeping, and act like it's a saving for who you're gonna become in the future, because you better become more successful later on. Now, confidence, and I'm gonna mix confidence with social circles, because who you surround yourself with is gonna affect your confidence heavily. People who are highly critical of others lack confidence. Yes. So if you sit with a group who always gossips about others instead of talking about investing in themselves or things they love to do, they are less confident, and they're gonna be impacting your confidence. So learning to say no to social interactions that negatively impact your confidence is one of the strongest things you can do for yourself. Biggest gifts you can give yourself in a young age. The second thing in confidence is that accept who you are. That's what you have to work with. If you do not accept it, you can't work with it. You're going to be working against it. Negatively talking about yourself in your head is still lack of confidence, affecting your confidence, etc. And words to yourself matter. So affirmations, if you're not confident, is the only way to help you be confident. Looking at the mirror, saying, wow, I have beautiful eyes. Pick the things first you see pretty in you and talk positively to yourself about them. And that is gonna infect all the other aspects, helping your confidence. Confidence has also a lot to do with others. You fear what others think about you, automatically you become less confident. This I learned when I was young and I used to sing in school. And one time I went on stage and I looked in people's eyes and I couldn't sing. I forgot all the words, erased. The way I overcame that is the way to confidence, all the way. And it was thinking that these people, I'm afraid of their judgment. I'm so terrified of them. All go to the bathroom, all have problems, all think the same way. What if they don't like me? Okay. I started in the beginning focusing on something else when I'm entering a room. When I enter, I don't look at people's eyes. It breaks you somehow. I look to something pretty. I look at art in the room when I'm entering. That immediately helps my posture and helped me become more confident. Carry yourself how you want people to treat you. If you want them to treat you as this girl who's, they're gonna do the same. They're gonna do that. They're gonna treat you as such. But if you held yourself confidently, they're gonna treat you as a confident lady. And that is what you want. Last but not least, physical appearance. Work with God, with what God gave you. Bones do not change, at least not easy. Fleshiness is not easily changed, so work with it. You can build a butt in the gym, but that will take time. If you don't have that time, if you're lazy and you don't like it, then work with it, accept it first, and see how to work with it, how to dress for it. Learn how to dress for yourself. The Kibi method, what I made a test years ago about, check it out, is my favorite way because it does not look at you as a boxy shape, curved shape. No, it looks at the relationship between flesh and bones in your body, because that is gonna stick. Even when you gain weight, lose weight, you're gonna have that balance. That's why when I lost weight, I strongly had my bones show up because I'm more bony than fleshy. But someone like Scarlett Johansson, they can lose weight, gain weight, and still, because they're more fleshy, they're gonna look plumper. Think of that, work on that, and work your appearance accordingly. Things that can change, invest and change them. You don't like your nose, it's so easy now to go and get a surgery. It's less judged than it used to be years ago. My transformation video, by the way, is still relevant. Watch it, about how I went through transformation. I didn't do anything extra after that. Like, I keep doing Botox maintenance, that's it. But things that can't change, invest and change them. I did a surgery to lose weight. I did some fillers, lip tattoo, and these things impacted me. So think on that, invest for that, save for that, find the good doctor and pay for that, and you're gonna get it. And by the way, habits are gonna form. If you form them in your 20s, they have a higher chance to stick to your 30s and above. And it's never too late, by the way, to start something in your 30s in case you're in your 30s and watching. But habits, form them. If you want to be always fit exercise in your week, learn macros and what to eat, and work on that, because that impacts your physical appearance 100%. There is nothing that is gonna fix bad posture other than exercise. Nothing is gonna fix your belly other than the food you eat. Nothing is gonna show those exercise moves you do if you do not eat high protein. Nothing is gonna help your hair if you are iron deficient. So if you do not eat well, exercise, drink enough water, the basics, nothing is gonna work out for you. In your 20s, that is less visible, by the way. You can go away with eating pizzas all day long and drinking and nothing shows up. But once you hit your 30s, that is gonna show up so quickly. So these habits, if you form them in your 20s, they're gonna help you out along the way. I hope that video was helpful. If you stick till the end, I was away because I was a little depressed, not a little, a lot depressed. And I think I shared why in my previous video. Thank you for all the things you guys said. They helped me move on. I'm trying to get back to who I am. That's why I started filming again. I hope you support me getting back, sharing my video, liking and subscribing if you are watching me without subscribing. And fingers crossed they finally took the sample for the gene test for my mom, and I hope that they find out the mutation soon so that we can proceed and check me too. I'm very positive about it. I'm positive because I feel I'm doing something. I'm not passively accepting the fact, but I'm kind of working with it and against it at the same time. The death of the Grey's Anatomy artist with ALS shook me because, you know, my family has FTD plus ALS, so I'm kind of scared. And his age shows how early that can happen, so fingers crossed, pray for me, and I'll see you in my next video. Hope you liked this video, and subscribe for more. See you. Bye.